Now that you have identified the locations of the monuments that the surveyor should visit, you'll make a map of the result of your analysis. You should show the major roads to give them a general idea of how to access the monuments. So the first thing you should do is just rename all the layers in the layers panel to what you see here. You don't necessarily have to show the buffer layer. It was just a means of identifying the monuments to the map. However, you have cartographer's license on that choice. So zoom to the monuments layer so that you can show as much detail as possible. So I've done that here. And now we're going to use the print composer to create a new map layout. So again, click Project, New Print Composer, and name it to bring up your print composer. So here we're going to add a map. So let's do, say, this. And so that adds the map to our page. And again, we can always resize. And if you need to, don't forget to set to map canvas extent and update preview. There we go. And we need to include the following elements. So a title. So using the title button, or the text button rather, we can add a title. And that should be titled Albuquerque Vertical Control Monuments. Don't forget to change the font to something large. And bold usually works pretty well as centering it. There we go. Now we'll add a legend. So I'm going to click the Add Legend button, and I'm going to add the legend over here on the left since I have more room. There we go. I'm going to drag that down there. Perfect. And then add your name and a source of the data. So over here on the bottom right, we're going to add my name. So we're going to do map by Richard Smith, data from, and so I'm just going to do from memory here, but in GWS, and so we would list all the other data types here. And then lastly, we're going to add a scale bar. So click that, and we'll click down here. And since the data is in feet, but too many, that would, there we go. That gives us 10 miles. And we can do things like change the number of segments. So let's say we'll go only, let's say 2 segments. There we go. So 0, 2.5, or 5. We can even increase it to 4. You can really play around with it as much as you choose. So the last thing would be adding, say, a neat line around just this map here if you chose. To do that, select it, and into the item properties, if you scroll down, you can check frame, and it'll actually give you a nice frame around just the map. So at this point, you'd want to just play around with the map to get a really good composition, and then once you're done, of course, you'll want to save, and then of course export it to PDF, SVG, or image as appropriate.